So, what's good with y'all? Welcome back to Readings of Sage. This is your boy Pat. If it's your first time here, feel free to like, comment, share, subscribe, follow, do whatever you gotta do. This is gonna be me talking to you guys about like a little astrology. This is gonna be different from like my normal hopping on here and just reading people. I'm really more or less just talking to you guys what's going on astrologically. So we have a few placements here. I compiled a list with some notes in it. We're going to talk about that as well. But, you know, this is about the full moon that will be in Aquarius. And I understand that my audience isn't all here yet. So I will give you guys some time to fill the room before I start my assessment. Before I really get into what's going to happen. So, yeah. I'm actually gonna grab my phone charger and I'll be right back. 1 second. Alright, yeah, now we right back in here. So we finna get back into them. We finna get right back into them. So the Aquarius moon will be on August 11th of 2022. Today we'll be talking about what's going to happen during these times. Full moons are all about like releasing. They are also about dreams as well as they have a lot to do with maternal energy. So you can notice that people are more or less drawn more to their mom. The dreams that they're having are more about what I'm going to be talking about, as well as like what needs to be ended, acknowledged, and released at this time. With the Aquarius being the 11th house in itself, this is talking about like futures, friendships, what you hope for, the things that you wish to heal, stuff like that. So everybody could be really having a big impact around this time. What needs to be ended, acknowledged, and released. A lot of this has to do with people's friendships, where they see their futures going, stuff like that. I'm going to start off with my Aries, and then I will be ending my assessment with my Pisces. Keep in mind, I'm going to be trying to timestamp these as I go, so bear with me. We're going to start Aries at 3:20. There we go. So if you are an Aries, this part of the reading is going to be for you. With you having Mars in Taurus right now, as well as like, you know, Jupiter and Chiron in your house right now, you have a lot of Mars being in 12th house energy. And 12th house has a lot to do with like things that are hidden. You know, it also talks about like hidden enemies. Um, it also talks about like your addictions as well. So some of you guys could be having like, you know, you're dealing with that kind of situation as well as like the 11th house. This is going to be affecting your future itself. So some of you guys could be feeling as though you need to look at your friendships, and you also need to look at like the way you deal with how you want your future to go. This is going to be a very big, and would it be in like your maternal energy too? So there's a lot of like rebellion going on with you guys, like when it comes to feelings as well. Trying to show the world the real you is something that, you know, when you're the first house, it's more or less who you are. But with the 11th house, it's more about like where you see yourself going, your future, the things that you hope for, and things of that nature. This is going to be hitting your 11th house in a very big way. So there might be a ending to the way you expected your future to go versus where it's going to go pretty much now. What's good with you, DeShayla? Um, some of you guys could have futures coming up where you get more into like healing people medically and stuff like that. If not that, then it's just like you could just be looking into like, let's say you always wanted to be a doctor, but you never knew how you could go about stuff like that. For some of you, not all of you, but it's more or less like, how are you going to be dealing with your friendships now? Some of you guys have friendships you need to heal. During these readings, I will be pulling a few tarot cards, so keep in mind that this isn't part of the situation, but I'm just going to get a deeper assessment when it comes to that, you know? Ace of Swords in reverse, Sun card is here as well. Whatever's being hidden will come to light. I just feel like it's hard for you guys to really like get there right away. There might be commitments that you haven't followed, or like there might be things that you might have said you wanted to do, but you're not going to do those. Those are things that you could be dealing with at this time. Some of you guys could be dealing with the Taurus as well, or a Leo, or a Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. It does not have to be, but around this time, you know, moons are also about like maternal energy, father figures as well, because it also comes up in the fourth house sometimes as fathers. Um, yeah. So be aware of the energy of your parents around this time. Be aware of the energy of like some of y'all feel like y'all gotta heal a friendship is what I'm hearing, or there's things that you might have hid from people that like you don't really want to talk about right now. That's going to be up to you to deal with that, whatever that is for you, Aries. Whew, that was something deep in this up. We're gonna start tours pretty soon. If you are a Taurus, this part of the reading is going to be for you. You have Venus in Cancer right now, which is in your 11th house, and then you also have Mars and Uranus, which is 10th house energy, right? Um, so some of y'all might not like these new changes. You might be feeling like you're upset about them, or like it pisses you off that like you're being pulled to a future that you don't like. If it's not that, it's more about like you guys feeling like there's a new you, and you're probably not happy about it. But I feel like there's gonna be like the way people see you that you don't like, or something to do with either your reputation, things of that nature. It could really be fucking with you at this time, so be aware of that. Um, uh, so this moon is going to be in your 10th house. And with the Aquarius moon being in your 10th house, this is a new way of people seeing you. New success, new ways to get that done, new public images. And with Mars being in Taurus right now, you might not be happy about like that. Like Mars is giving you the drive, but Uranus is changing everything for you. So as ambitious as you are right now, as more active as you are, just think of new. Some of y'all could also be like looking at new ways to like be active as well. With Uranus and Mars being here, you could also be like you're gonna change the new you for some of y'all, and it's like it's very big. With this 11th house here though, Venus is in Cancer. Some of y'all could be feeling more sensitive at this time too, so be aware of that. Like some of y'all could also be trying to get closer to your mother, which is Cancer is a very maternal energy itself. Some of y'all can also be worried about your mother. 10th house is more like your success, your reputation. It's actually Capricorn energy. And Capricorns and Tauruses normally get along. But with you being sensitive at this time, no, I would recommend that you kind of like not be as rebellious as you are right now, but just more like focus that energy and drive and be more, I don't want to say consistent, but I'm gonna say consistent, so that could be a part of this reading. Be more like domineering when it comes to the changes that you want to make. Like, don't let the change control you. Try to control the change as much as you can. Even if you can't really control it, just do the best to like roll with the punches. Because this is a time where like no matter what you think you're gonna do, that's a completely different energy. So it's like you don't really have control over like who you are right now, and that's okay. The way people see you is the way they're gonna see you, no matter what. And that's the crazy part. What's good with you, DeShayla? Um, I'm gonna pull a few cards for y'all. Give me some cards for Tauruses during the supermoon, which is a very big energy. You know, Aquariuses and Tauruses normally don't get along. So, Death card is here. Knight of Swords is here. Yeah, some of y'all could be cutting off a Gemini or a Capricorn around this time, or a Scorpio. Does not have to be. This could just be changes like the way you communicate, and also like the way you go up to like your finances as well. Be aware of that. Be aware of like it's funny. This Capricorn energy is coming out, and it's also Mercury here with Pluto. Um, just very big. You know, you could also be worried about like the future of your mom or where that's going between you and her or something around those lines. Mars is more like a paternal energy too. There could be changes going on with your father as well for some of y'all. If you are a father or you have kids or something like that could be also coming up for a lot of you. So be aware of that. Be aware of those things that could happen at this time. I also want to say some of y'all could be drawn to like music around this time with Venus and Cancer. It's around the time where like you can feel a little bit more creative or feel like you need to get more into like, you know, nurturing other people or feeling like you gotta take care of people for some of y'all. So I like it. There's changes with like the way you communicate with other people. Some of y'all feel like you gotta cut more than one person off. That's gonna be up to y'all if y'all do so. I'm not really tweaking. Um, Yeah, some of y'all feel like you gotta cut somebody out because of who they deal with. Either way, that's just a whole nother situation. We're gonna be moving on to my Geminis right now. Geminis is part of the reading will be for you. Let me get my shit together for this. If that resonated with you, Taurus, feel free to like, comment, share, subscribe. For my Geminis, if you are a Gemini, you got Mercury in Virgo right now. Then you also have the Aquarius moon in your ninth house and Mercury in your eighth house. So this is very different. So Mercury is actually like in your enemy sign, so be aware of that. It's also in a sign that's like very picky. So maybe you're picking and choosing the way you speak to people. Maybe you're being picky and choosy toward like the group of people. Mercury is also in the eighth house right now, so that is like more or less secret conversations or rendezvous, hidden communications. Some of y'all could be worried about like the transformations that you're going through right now. Maybe there's changing in the way you speak. I don't know. With eighth house energy, that's always like subconsciouses, taxes, debt for some of you. Subconsciously, some of y'all could be getting into the occult around this time as well. This Aquarius moon will be in your ninth house, though. So, with it being a very big super moon, right? This is going to be talking about like new ways of feeling about like learning, education, travel, foreigners, languages and stuff like that. Religion as well. Some of y'all could be having a new way of feeling about religion. Some of y'all could have a new way of feeling about, let's say, I don't want to say this, but like with Aquarius in the ninth house, some of y'all could be learning something new around this time too. It could also be like a very rebellious energy. So Aquarius moon in the ninth house would be more around the lines of new ways of learning, new ways of teaching as well. Um, very innovative, very techy as well. Some of y'all could be learning something new technological wise as well. Like maybe you're learning something on the computer, maybe you're interested in something on the computer around this time. With Mercury in the eighth house and the Aquarius moon in the ninth house, it's like you could also be hiding things about yourself around this time. And there's a new way of like being different for some of you. Like that's okay. It's okay to be different in a new way. Also, as I said, ninth house and the Aquarius moon, sometimes this is maternal figures. So maybe some of y'all could be feeling very different from the way you were raised or different from your maternal figure. Eccentricity is also Aquarius energy. So very much rolling with the changes. You might feel like things ain't going your way because with Mercury and Virgo, Virgos are more serious than Geminis are. And you might feel like you're not getting your way in certain situations as well for some of you, whatever that could be. You got the Five of Cups in reverse, you got the Three of Pentacles in reverse, and you have the Queen of Pentacles. So yeah, it's like getting over having things your way. It's also about like, can you work together as a team without expecting things to go just your way? Like maybe you have to collaborate with somebody, or maybe your views are different on something. That's fine. Some of you guys could be dealing with a Capricorn around this time. Capricorn towards Virgo, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio does not have to be. This is more or less just for the supermoon today. Um, yeah, that's what I'm seeing for you guys. Ninth house moon, eighth house and Mercury. Some of y'all could also be feeling like you have to deal with like your psyche with the eighth house as well. Sometimes the psyche is like the subconscious. So be aware of that at this time. Your psyche. You're also gonna have Mars coming to your sign pretty soon, so be aware of like anger coming up for some of y'all. It's not happening yet, but be aware of like when it transitions from Taurus into Gemini, it could actually like it's been taking its time to build up with Taurus, but when it hits your sign, it's gonna be very quick. So flare ups, arguments, stuff like that. Just a warning, you know. If you don't like your way coming up now, then this could probably just be a precursor to what's going to come up for you pretty soon. I don't know. It's going to give you the drive to do something, probably your way, but be careful with that, you know. Either way, I see money coming up for y'all as well. Some of y'all are getting over a job situation. That's up to y'all if you want to continue with that. Let me see this. That's what I have going on for my Geminis. Now we are moving on to my Cancers. If you are a Cancer, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus sign, the Moon is your sign. I mean, it is your planet. So, you guys in yourself can be feeling this energy very heavily. Any type of supermoon, your planets are like different from the Sun. So when your planet moves, the Sun moves in a completely different way. That's why you guys have like sometimes these bipolar moments that I like to call for my Cancers. But with the Moon in Aquarius, you guys could be feeling like very innovative, very new culture, new spirituality, new you, very rebellious, very much trying to do things in a new way. This moon is in your sixth house though. So some of you guys with the sixth house, that talks about like open enemies as well. And it also talks about like your day-to-day working routine. Some of you guys got a certain way of feeling about your work right now, and I'm not mad at it. Some of you guys, this is also in your eighth house. There's Venus in your eighth house. Oh, let me check that to make sure that that's accurate. Because, okay, so I'm looking at my chart right now, and where's Cancer? Cancer is right here. So you have Venus in your sign right now, but then you have Venus, which is actually your first house. So that's not a bad thing. You have people attracted to who you are right now. I'm not mad at it. You also have with the moon being 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 house. Yeah, the moon is in your eighth house. So with the moon being in your eighth house, you guys could be a little bit more secretive at this time, very much keeping to yourself. Um, you could also Aquarius is in your sixth house. So with this being in your sixth house and your eighth house, I feel like this is a lot about like resources too, because Venus is here. Some of y'all, this is about like your money. Some of y'all could be having like a secret stash of money or a secret pocket of money that you keep it to yourself right now. I'm not mad at it. You could also be just very quiet. Some of y'all are working on your looks in private, for me to say that as well. Also, some of y'all could just be very much into technology right now because Aquarius is a sign that like they can't live without Wi-Fi. They also can't live without like that new toaster that pops up, six breads of toast that they just bought off Amazon because it was on a good deal. Like they like new advancements in technological things as well, so be aware of that. Um, some of y'all could just be feeling like your routine is getting very boring as well. So keep that up. I just feel like if you want something new to change in your routine, you have to be the change as well. You know, you have to be that change that everybody doesn't see, and that's okay. I'm gonna pull a few tarot cards for you guys as well. Give me some cards for my cancers. Give me some cards for my cancers during this super moon. You have the Six of Swords reversed, the Four of Swords, and you also have the Ten of Wands reversed. So some of y'all could just be needing to take a break right now and like relieve the stress off of you, you know. Um Also with it being in your Aquarius sign, that's also talking about like your friendships, your future as well. Some of y'all are looking at the future of your work. Others of you are like looking at the future of how you want to look in the world, how you want people to see you as well. With this eighth house being here, I feel like the way you look is starting to fuck with your subconscious. For some of y'all, don't worry about that at all. Don't worry about that at all. I just feel like it's not up to you to return to something, and it's also not up to you to fix something, whatever that something is for you. Either way, that's what I'm feeling. I'm going to move on to my Leos. If you feel like that really resonated with you, feel free to like, comment, share, and subscribe. My Leos. Oh, Cancer, I'm sorry. Cancer, your moon is going to be in your eighth house. So maybe y'all are just more in the cut as well. Maybe y'all are just really staying to yourselves. Very much staying more to yourselves. I did not read that the way it was. Huh. I'll fix it later. Yeah. So this part of the reading is going to be for my Leos. Leo, you have the sun in your sign right now. Happy birthday. You also have it's in your first house right now. Then you have the moon in your seventh house. The moon talks about, maternal energy as well as like dreams. Y'all need to be careful of y'all dreams at this time. Some of y'all could be dreaming of a partnership, marriage. That could be something that comes up for you guys. Also, with the seventh house being here in your moon sign, you're going to be looking at the way you feel about partnerships, the way you feel about marriage, the way you feel about like some of y'all. This is also going to affect like the way you feel about like the court systems, justice, laws as well. But with it being in your seventh house, it's talking about like the way you feel about partnerships and the way people feel around you being partnered. That's going to be something that's highlighted within your feelings, your emotions, which is how you feel and the way people feel about you. Because the sun is also in the first house. Seventh house and the first house energy. This could also talk about like secrets or things that you've been keeping to yourself as well. So keep that in mind. Um, there's going to be a lot of things that like would it be in a supermoon in Aquarius? That's your opposite sign. So with the moon being in Aquarius, that's like your sixth house, which is also talks about like your open enemies as well. It also talks about like your day-to-day routine, your grind. The moon is in Aquarius, which is in your sixth house. So this is going to be more or less you needing to understand that your work is one thing, but partnership is another. You know, you cannot put off your partnership for your work. You have to balance it out. You either have a partner or you don't. You know, stuff like that. Some of y'all can be feeling very confident within yourself with the sun in your first sign as well. So this sun is really like bringing out the more of you that a lot of people don't get to see. Give me more about my Leos. Ten of Cups. Hangman. Some of y'all, this partnership that y'all see could be granted by either a water sign or an air sign. So or a family could be a big thing. You can also be looking at family a different way. And like the ones that you feel like you need to cut off, that could be coming up for you as well. But Ten of Cups, Hangman, and the Queen of Swords. You see the way you can get a wish fulfilled. You just have to be discerning on how you do it. Maybe you got to cut people off to get what you want. This could also be like people who you've known for a while. So keep that in mind as well. Be on the lookout for a Libra or a Pisces or a Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. That's the seventh house. That's something. Huh. Yeah. Let me see this. Virgo. Virgo, this is actually going to be a different type of month for you. Let me make sure I got this right. Virgo, so the moon is in Aquarius right now. So for you guys, this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is actually going to be in your sixth house. This is how you feel about yourself, and also how you feel about your own day-to-day routines. Mercury is in Virgo, so some of you guys could be communicating with your workers, co-workers. You could also be telling people at work who you are, or just expressing yourself more at work. You know, feeling more competitive in the first house as well. Because first house talks about like being number one as well. So some of you guys got a good career going on, and you just want to get to the top of what you're doing. Get to the top. Feel as though what you need to do. But with the moon being in the sixth house for you guys, you know, moon also talks about like the dream. So maybe you guys have a dream job, dream position that you want to go for. That's going to be up for you guys to go for. Um, your planet is in your sign, which is Mercury, and it's a very fast planet, but it's also like the planet of society. So you guys could actually be feeling like a lot of people on your side about something, or you got like a lot of people coming toward you as well. You could also be feeling like people want to talk to you, or you just want to be more talkative at this time. So, you know, I know Virgos that like to communicate. That's going to be up to you guys to really do that. Yeah. Uh, for you guys. You got Mercury in your first house, sixth house is your Aquarius energy. So some of y'all could also be looking like a new routine too, because Aquarius talks about like new things, innovative things, or maybe you could feel like people want to be your friend right now. And that's not a bad thing. More friendships could also be a very good thing for you guys right now. Give me more cards. What's going on, my Virgos? During this full moon in Aquarius. This full moon in Aquarius is in your sixth house. Justice card here. Some of y'all are no longer confused about a relationship and it's not what you want. So keep that. And it's also like you see in the reality of a family situation for some of y'all, like the karma that comes with that for some of y'all. I don't know what that is, bottom of the deck. Could be like it's hard for you to deal with somebody right now. It's hard for you to like start that or like go towards somebody. And I feel like some of y'all are seeing a reality relationship and it's like it's not what you want. So that's going to be up to y'all. Some of y'all could be dealing with a Libra. Others of you could be dealing with a Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio with this energy. So, yeah, that's what I have going on for my Virgos. Hey, Marie, how you doing? Love and light. Love and light. That's what I have going on for my Virgos. Whew. Now we are on my Libras. Pisces will be the last sign that I do, so feel free to stay tuned. Otherwise, you can wait when I finish my timestamps and feel free to share anything that resonates with you. I'm doing very good. Thank you for asking. Um, so Libra, let's talk about it. Libra, let's talk about it. You have Venus in Cancer right now. You also have this Venus is in your ninth house. Let's just talk about that. You also have the moon being in your fifth house right now. So with the moon being in Aquarius in your fifth house, right? The moon talks about like dreams, emotions, maternal energy. Aquarius talks about like your hope, your futures, your friendships, things that are different. And then you have the fifth house, which talks about romance, sex, pleasure, kids, arts, fame for some of y'all. It's a lot going on for you guys. It's like some of y'all can be feeling very sensitive at this time too. Or you could be just more around your mother or just have this feeling about your mother with Venus being in Cancer. It also talks about like with it being in the fifth house, some of y'all have this new way of feeling about love and how love can be different and that's okay. How love can be weird and that's okay because sometimes Aquarius can be weird too. With it being in your fifth house as well, five is the number of change, commitment. Some of y'all could be married and have a new way of feeling about your partner. Some of y'all could also be feeling very rebellious at this time too when it comes to love or when it comes to like, because also Aquarius is the energy of rebellion too. So for me to say that, some of y'all could be rebelling against your partners. Like maybe your partner wants things this way and you're like, nah, I want it this way. Or I have a new way of feeling about my partner. But it's Aquarians get along with Libras because of the fact that Libras will go out of their way to fix things with them. So maybe your partner might notice that, like, hey, you want to do something your way, or hey, you're just a little bit more rebellious, and they have to like not get used to it, but more or less they have to respect that about you right now. Um, Venus is in your ninth house right now. Some of you guys could be learning something, traveling. Some of you guys could also be being more religious right now, or just really more spiritual. Uh, because Cancer is also a very spiritual sign too. Venus is in Cancer. So if you're a mom and you're a Libra, you could feel like your kids are more attracted to you right now. Or if you have a mother, you could just be feeling more like you need to be around her more as well. But be aware of like how you act in that situation because Aquarius is a very my way or the highway kind of energy or I'm not gonna let you control me. Some of you guys might feel like you're not wanting to be controlled when it comes to love. You're not wanting to be controlled by your parents right now. You just want to do your own thing and you want to do things that are new, things that are different. That's up to you to do that. I just feel like you need to be aware of the way you go about that, you know? What's going on with my Libras? What's going on with my Libras? Some of y'all could, if you got kids, you could be feeling like you need time away from your kids, time away from your spouse, time away from your time. Some of y'all could be wanting to travel and do your own thing. With the Moon card and the Ace of Wands here, some of y'all could just be keeping things low key and wanting to do things by yourself and just walking away from shit like you. Some of y'all could also be working on something in silence and don't give up on that right away. Some of y'all just trying to do something by yourself, but you might feel like you can't do it by yourself, or other people wouldn't like the way that you're doing something by yourself. Also, with the Moon card being here, it talks about like secrets, and the Ace of Wands is here too. So maybe there's something that like you secretly want to start, but you might give up on that before you even get a chance to, whatever that is. Just be aware of feeling very sensitive right now. I feel like people could easily poke your butt. Some of y'all could just be needing a good cry or either way. That's what I feel is going on for my Libras. Now we have Scorpios. Scorpio. I think everybody at work because I started to do this at 12:45. No, you actually like one of three people here. Um, Scorpio, this moon is in Aquarius, and you have Pluto in Capricorn right now. You also have the fourth house being the moon and Pluto being in the third house. Some of y'all could be more around your siblings right now, your neighbors. Communication could be a big thing for y'all right now. With the moon being in Aquarius, yes, Pisces is always last. Scorpio, with the moon being in Aquarius, this is going to be in your fourth house. Some of you guys, this is like a new way of feeling about also your own mom. Um, Also your home. You know, some of y'all can be doing new things with your home. This is also your car. This is also like the moon being in the fourth house, trying to be more private, trying to be more around your family, trying to be more family oriented. But it's in the moon in the Aquarius, right? So that's more like you have a new way of feeling about home, family, maternal figures. And Pluto's in the third house. Some of y'all are around y'all siblings right now, and they can't change what's going on with them. You just have to be there for them, whatever that means for you. You just have to be there for your sibling, whether you like it or not. You know. Also, this could be you communicating with your mom, talking to your mom more, chatting, gossiping. Some of y'all could just be forming relationships or partnerships with someone in the family. Maybe there's a enterprise that they're going to tell you about or that you tell them about, but it's going to be something that y'all can do together if you do it correctly. Others of you, it doesn't have to be that. It's supposed to be talking about you guys having a partnership with somebody. You need to be talking about like what you want to do in a family situation, what you want to do in a home situation, stuff like that. With the moon being in your fourth house, this is a new way of feeling about your house, new way of feeling about home, stuff like that. Give me some cards for my Scorpio. Give me some cards for my Scorpio around this time. Eight of Cups. Some of y'all could be walking away from something. This came out for some of y'all. This is a friend you could be walking away, or you could just be walking away from the idea of reuniting with somebody. Some of y'all could just be cutting somebody off in the future as well. Yeah, closure with the World card. World card is serious to closure. Some of y'all, if you already walked away from like a situation regarding other people, you just gonna keep that where it is. Like, nah. And I feel like this is a good time for y'all, you know? Some of y'all could be dealing with a Libra, Gemini, Aquarius, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. Also saw Leo, Scorpio towards Aquarius. Does not have to be. But, you know, with Pluto being in Capricorn, I see some of y'all could be making some money right now too. Because Capricorn is a very Capricorn is one of those signs where they always at work. Um with Pluto being in Capricorn, this could be changes in your work too. Does not have to be, but Pluto itself, some of y'all don't like the changes at your job. They're starting to piss y'all off. That's gonna be up for y'all to deal with. Some of y'all don't like the way people see you, but that's gonna be up for y'all to change. You know, some of y'all are changing old habits and old ways about yourself. I like it. It's gonna be up to you though. You know, whatever you want to do with these energies. Some of y'all can be talking to y'all neighbors too, or just being more communicative with the people around y'all as well. That's what I'm feeling for y'all. All right, that's what I got going on for my Scorpios. Now we are on Sagittarius. Sag gang. No, let me stop before they start thinking I'm game banging out here and Mark put me back in Facebook jail. Um, yeah, Sagittarius. You have Jupiter in Aries right now, Chiron in Aries, and you also have the moon in your third house right now. So, with the moon in your third house talks about like your siblings, your neighbors, the way you communicate. And with the moon being here and it being in Aquarius, you can have a new way of feeling about your siblings, neighbors, or the way you communicate. And it could be very rebellious, you know, very much different. And it's a super moon too, so it could really, really just be blowing up to a point where you're like, what the fuck? Because Jupiter's in Aries right now. Some of you guys are more focused on who you are, yourself, being more competitive, aggressive, assertive at this time as well. Because Chiron is in Aries. Maybe you guys are healing at this point as well, like a lot about who you are. Jupiter is also in the fifth house. So this is like you focusing on love, romance, sex, kids, art, fame, all that. But with the moon being in your third house and the fifth house is right here, there's a lot of things about like the eighth house, which is like secrets, occult, you know, subconscious as well, debt, taxes, that could all your psyche, your inheritances, that could all be something that's very big for you guys right now. With the third house being here, maybe y'all have a new way of communicating, or maybe you have a new way of feeling about the way you do communicate. Some of y'all could be meeting neighbors at this time too. Others of you could just be around your siblings, communicate, you know? Um, third and the fifth house for you guys. Third and the fifth house. Give me more for Sagittarius. Give me some cards for Sagittarius. King of Wands, Empress card. Some of y'all could either be dealing with a fire sign or an air sign around this time. Leo, Libra, Taurus, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, Sagittarius, Aries, Leo. There's a person here who things could go further with. You just need to forgive them, or vice versa. Bottom of the deck, Hangman is here. Some of y'all could be dealing with a Pisces or a Leo or a Cancer here as well. It's like there's something that's being hidden. You're gonna see why, but more or less, this is about you being ambitious about things that can grow and like letting bygones be bygones for whatever reason. Some of y'all, this is like forgiving your mom or forgiving people around you for whatever reason. Third house moon, Jupiter in the fifth house, Jupiter in Aries right now. With Jupiter in Aries, be aware of like your aggression or your anger becoming bigger because Jupiter likes to expand, but Aries is very much go, 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 go. So be aware of like your ego at this time too, like how big it's gonna get. Like you can have like one of those egos that gets bigger for like no reason. Either way, that's what I got going on for my Sagittariuses. This is gonna be for my Capricorns. Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus signs for my Capricorns. Let's talk about it. You guys have Saturn and Aquarius. This is going to be in your second house. You have the moon in your second house, and you also have Pluto here. So let's talk about that as well. So you got Pluto in your sign, and then you got the moon in your second house. So Capricorns, with Pluto being in your first house, right? There's a very big change with who you are. Huge shifts, like life changing. Like maybe you're not the same person you used to be, or maybe this is just like a rebirth of who you are right now. With Saturn being in Aquarius, which is in your second house, you might feel like your resources are being very limited right now, or you got a limited amount of money. You can only make so much, or you can only do so much right now, possession wise, commitment wise as well. Like you can only make so many commitments. You can also like be feeling as though with this being, you might be having a certain way of feeling about like the strains. Like you might feel like God is really putting you in a place where He wants you to know your limits right now. And that's a good thing because I feel like with this moon in your second house, you want to be rebellious. You want to have a new way of making money. You want to have a new way of earning money for some of y'all. And I feel like it has a lot to do with like the changes that you have within yourself. I'm not mad at that. You got Saturn here for sure. This is you being different, exploring different cultures, friendships, you know. Some of y'all feel like you only can make so many friends or you're limited within your friend groups or Because Saturn is in Aquarius as well, which is in like your house of, the future. Some of y'all feel like there's a new version of you that you need to be okay with. Some of you, with this being in your second house, right? Second house can also talk about like your income, resources. You might feel very limited on those because Saturn is a very, or you might feel like you need to be more responsible. So being more responsible with money as well, how you feel about that, and changes within you, you know, stuff like that. Uh, yeah, feeling very restricted with like resources or friendships could be a thing for y'all. Okay, that's what I got going on for my Capricorns. Aquarius. Let me see this. Aquarius. The supermoon will be falling into your first house. You have Saturn in your sign as well as you have Uranus in Taurus, which is in your fourth house. So we have a lot to talk about for you guys. You guys have a very big focus on who you are, being competitive. Um, Also, the way you look. Some of y'all could be doing something with your hair, your style, the way people see you right now. It could all be coming to surface. Maybe the way your mom sees you with this moon energy. Maybe you have dreams about who you want to be. Stuff like that could be coming up for you. Uranus is in Taurus, so maybe there's things changing in your home. There's also could be changes going on within your family as well. These are slow changes though. These are like changes that you can't rush because Uranus is in Taurus. It's like you can't really do too much about it right now, but you just have to let those unfold as they may. You have Saturn in Aquarius, so some of y'all could be feeling like more responsible, more like because Saturn is also the father planet too. Some of y'all could be in tune with your father or being more of a father if you have one or trying to be more responsible, stuff like that. Uranus is in Taurus too. So with that being the case, some of y'all could be feeling like people need you more. People need you as a resource. People need you to like do things for them and that's not a bad thing. I just feel like don't get used. Also, don't worry about your home situation. It's just gonna take time, whatever that time is for you. It's not gonna happen right away. Be aware of your father trying to be in your life. With Taurus being here, Taurus is the second house. So possessions, money could be coming up for y'all. Maybe new ways of making money for some of y'all. New resources, new people coming into your life and shit. Some of y'all could just be feeling like it's hard to like stretch, or it's like it's hard to like get space from certain shit. Some of y'all could be feeling claustrophobic at this time as well. Don't gotta be. Give me some cards for my Aquariuses. Give me some cards for my Aquariuses. Four Cups, Devil card in reverse, and you have the Ace of Wands in reverse. It's like you don't want to let something go, or you don't want to be the one who starts letting go. Could be of somebody close to you. Could be of something that you just don't want. Like you might not feel like you're obligated to do it, and that's what's lacking the motivation right there. Some of y'all are just like releasing certain addictions that you have or habits as well. Some of y'all could be dealing with a Capricorn, Sagittarius, Aries, Leo, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio with that energy. I also see another Scorpio here. I don't know where you might get some type of communication about something as well. And I feel like something that was low key, but you're gonna see it in a different way. I don't know what that is. See what in a different way. some type of gossip or something that just wasn't said before. Either way, that's just for some of y'all. That's what I feel. And now I am on my Pisces. This is my last sign for the day. So, Pisces is at 50, 25. Okay. Pisces. Yeah, let's talk about it. So, this moon right here, right? This moon is in your 12th house. That's your home sign. With the moon being in your 12th house, this could be a lot about like, yeah, Neptune in your first, and then you have Jupiter in Aries as well. So let me write that down as well. You have Jupiter in Aries, which is another one of your planets. Y'all, the only sign I got like two planets. So I gotta like really, really, and that's really in your second house. Okay, so you have Moon in your 12th house, which is you, things that are hidden. Maybe there's things that, you know, the way you feel. New ways of feeling. Some of y'all can have a new way of feeling about addictions, which is also 12th house energy. New ways of feeling about who you are, which is hidden enemies, things that you need to let go of. And this is an Aquarius, so this could be like friendships you feel like you need to let go of. This could also be feeling like the future you thought you had could be what you're ready to let go of. Some of y'all are trying to find who you are right now, or you just don't see the way people see you. You don't. You're trying to work a lot on your first impressions too. Hair could be something that you think about fixing. Styles. Maybe you want to get like a little rock star look to you, or maybe you want to do something in a different way for you. That's going to be up to you. You know. Um, Jupiter and Aries. Your money could be getting a lot bigger around this time. So, and I feel like with Jupiter and Aries, that's a very ambitious house for you because it's in your second house. Jupiter expands and Aries is what they go for. So that could be something that you guys are focused on right now. Possessions, resources, also family is in the second house too. Neptune is in your first house. So Neptune is very much a planet of dreams, right? Myst- mysticality, mysticism. Um, with Neptune being in your first house, you might not even have a clear vision on like how people see you right now. You know, maybe you're very competitive around this time too. Could have like a very Aries like quality to you. You know, something that could be acting like an Aries, which is very I want my way or the highway, selfish. Not too much though, just self-preservative. You know, me first. Very much with the 12th house being here with the moon. Don't fake who you are for nobody. Don't fake who you are for your friends. Don't fake who you are for the people around you. Maybe you don't see what you're doing, but it's like you need to be okay being you in front of everybody. Don't feel like you need to change who you are. Maybe there's this dream version of you that you're going for, but make sure it's reality. You know, because Neptune can sometimes make things foggy and hazy. Um, I feel like you're just not seeing yourself the way other people see you. But you know, Aries is giving you the drive to focus on your money right now, so keep that up. Some of y'all don't even see the hidden enemies around you, or with the 12th house being in the moon right now, right? The moon, Aquarius being in your 12th house. You know, new ways of feeling about like yourself, you, you know? Maybe y'all want to be rebellious. Maybe you just want to be, I'm not doing that. This is who I am. Like, okay, that's who you are. Be who you are, you know? Just make sure that who you are is real and that you're not making up who you are, that you're not faking the funk, that you're not like trying to be somebody you're not. Also, this is about like with the moon being here, some of y'all this is like escapism or addictions. So new ways of feeling about your addictions or the things you try to get out of. Maybe there's with Aquarius being here as well. It's hard for you to deal with that right now because a lot of people, when they go through things, they'll use drugs or they use addictions. And with the moon card here, some of y'all could be suppressing some addictions. Others of you could be suppressing who you are. Don't lie to nobody about who you are. The way you see you is the way everybody should see you. But make sure that that version of you is you. Give me some cards from my Pisces around this time too. Maybe some of y'all don't even know you got hidden enemies around you, and it's hard for you to know who's your hidden enemy or who's really for you as well around this time. What's going on with my Pisces during this full moon? What's going on with my Pisces during this full moon? Two of Cups in reverse, King of Cups in reverse, Two of Pentacles. Okay, this is for a small portion of you. I feel like if you stop being with somebody, let it go completely. Let it all the way go. If you didn't know who to pick, I feel like man gotta make the decision. It'll probably be made for you. Knight of Wands is here. Some of y'all been trying to get out of your head about something, so you just need to like take a space from it or like walk away from it. You don't know how to feel right now, so just don't feel. Just work. Well, I don't know why I'm getting that. Some of y'all can be dealing with a Scorpio, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, fire sign is here, air sign, all the signs is here. But it's like you're hanging in there when it comes to getting out of your head about something. Some of y'all are getting out of your head about walking away from something, like ending it completely. Like it's hard for you to do that, but it'll be probably necessary. Let me shut up. I do want to thank y'all for your time today. If you feel like this reading does resonate with you, feel free to like, comment, share, subscribe. Other than that, y'all are awesome. I'll fuck with y'all. Peace, man. Everybody.